The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Eagles Sports Network. On the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head women's soccer coach Simon Duffy. Duff, time to debut the 2024 schedule, coming off an NCAA tournament appearance that was predicated in large part because of your strength of schedule. And it appears, at least on paper, you've set this thing up to do the same. Really challenging schedule. Anytime you open the year with Columbus State, you know you've scheduled tough. What sticks out to you strategy-wise about what you've tried to do this year to set the team up for not only success in the regular season in the South Atlantic Conference tournament, but also potentially back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances?
Yeah, even in the preseason, we've got some really good teams as well to get us going. But Cal, since I've been here, we've tried to schedule as tough as we can, because again, you know, having wins on your schedule and making an NCAA tournament are two different things. And I've seen a lot of teams over the years have a really great schedule, but when you look at the body of work, it's just not there. So I think in large part to our strength of schedule last year is why we snuck in there. You know, our wins and losses, our record wasn't overly good, but that was down to, I think, a lot of quality opponents. So again, similar strategy, similar thinking. We want to test our players early, and there's no better test than opening up on the road to Columbus State. So, look, we'll see how it goes, but you can always get a gauge of your team, the mentality, the competitiveness, the talent level when you come up against a team like that. So straight off the bat, we've got an amazing opponent, well coached. We know exactly what to expect. So so it'll be an interesting one.
It's an interesting schedule too. You've got some teams on here that one you've never played, and in a couple cases Carson-Newman hasn't played, and it makes me sick to say this, a decade, because I remember the last time Carson-Newman played Trevecca Nazarene, and that was 8 years ago. Trevecca's on the schedule for the first time in 8 years. Your first time playing them as head coach here. Union is on the schedule for the first time ever, which is somewhat unbelievable. That's Union, Tennessee, not Union, Kentucky. And then an old face appears, the King Tornado, who used to be coached by some scalawag. Long time ago now. Long time ago. Interesting. The new appear, 3 quality teams, but unlike Columbus State, which you have some familiarity with, what's the mindset in playing some fresh faces?
Yeah, again, it's just looking at this schedule. You know, we're looking at these schedules a couple of years out, and you know, you talk about strength of schedule and so on. Sometimes it's very difficult to gauge because when you're talking to a team now for a couple of years down the road, you don't know how that's going to pan out, right? So we've had teams on there like Lee and so on in the past, but with schedules filling up, and it just didn't work out. We were able to pick up the likes of King, traveling to Trevecca, and Union, you know, so we'll be returning to them in 25, making that trip to West Tennessee. So, look, we're interested to see how it goes, but again, it's the challenge. Again, as you said, against teams we haven't played or haven't played in a while. So it'll be interesting to see how we can kind of adapt and change and learn quickly how to kind of deal with these new teams. But on the other side, they're the very, very same, you know, haven't played us in a while. So we just want to challenge the team, challenge the players. Hopefully we can get some wins on the board. But again, it's getting some momentum at the right time, getting some good wins, kind of continuing on, seeing if we can improve, stay healthy. All of those factors come into it.
Sack schedule, gosh, the league's good. Catawba has been toward the top of the table. Lenore Ryan has made some runs. It feels like there's no nights off in the South Atlantic Conference in women's soccer, and honestly I'd probably say the same is true on the men's side as well. Kind of an up and down schedule. You're home for 2, you're on the road for 2, you're home for 3, on the road for 2. Break down the league and what that shapes up for this year.
Yeah, well, I think we open up with Catawba on the road. So regardless, that's going to be difficult. They've been amazing the last 3, 4, 5 years. well coached and so on. But the likes of Wingate, the likes of LR, I mean, Limestone, I think, are going to bounce back. They had a bit of a down year last year, but again, quality opponent. And then our local ones, your Tusculums and your LMUs. It doesn't matter what the records are when it comes to those kind of games. It's a dog-eat-dog kind of a contest. So we got to make sure that whether we're on the road or not, we've got to come out with that same mentality, and that's what we've been trying. We had a really good spring slate for our players, a lot of D2 opponents, quality NAIA schools, and some D2s. And we wanted to challenge them, tried in a few different formations, so you might see a bit of a different style from us in the fall. I don't think it'll be a singular, one size fits all. I think we'll be able to change and adapt as the games are going on now, whereas in the past we've been a bit more structured and stuck to a certain formation and just tweaked it slightly. Now we have the ability, the confidence, but I think the players have now an understanding and a belief that we can change a bit more, so that's going to be interesting.
Largely a veteran team for you. Does feel a little odd, and I mean, for all I know, she could be back. Addie Henry,
we've exhausted her eligibility. That's done. Yeah.
A core group.
Yeah.
You had a few veteran players like that that leave, but in large part you do return. Depending on how you want to look at it, 9 starters.
Yeah, we're really excited. A couple of really key players decided to take their 5th year, Noelle Kreiser and Savannah Fields, so excited about that. But no, we have a really good group returning. 3 players coming in, 2 freshmen and a transfer coming in as well. So just excited to see them integrate into the team. But like I said, a lot of what we did in the spring, we've been able to take forward now to the fall. So I'm hoping we can hit the ground running. The players know what's expected. Last year when we had 12 players coming in, 13 returning, very difficult to integrate everything in. But they did a wonderful job, everybody, new players, returning players. So I'm hoping, when players have a much better understanding and know-how of what's expected, the standards they set for each other, it makes things a lot easier. So I'm hoping they can welcome our 3 new incoming players and hit the ground running.
Duff, pleasure as always. Good luck this year.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
It's Carson-Newman head women's soccer coach Simon Duffy. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.
Pleasure.